As the Olympics kick off, you will hear about the massive amounts of training these athletes go through. But science shows many of these powerhouses are just born with it.
Reporter Rachel Wittel shows us what a UT study says about the body behind the beast. Rachel?
Aaron and Beth, the department chair of kinesiology and sports studies at UT believes the heart and muscle fibers are very adaptable to change through intense training. But for some, they lucked out in the parent gene pool.
Some people are built like greyhounds and others are built like basset hounds.
In other words, us mere mortals can feel a little bit better about not being Olympic athletes.
Genetics has a lot to do with it.
UT's Dr. David Bassett studied 50 years worth of Olympic athletes, finding firstborns at a disadvantage.
It appears that having an older sibling is a real advantage to developing motor skills.
The study, just released, shows these athletes also have bigger hearts, and they're built differently. Distance runners have large ventricles with thin walls, with the exact opposite for weightlifters. Then there's muscle build.
The endurance athletes have a lot more slow twitch fibers, whereas the explosive sprint athletes have a lot more fast twitch fibers, and some even have super fast twitch fibers.
A discovery which could change the game for training.
We can do a better job of trying to fit athletes into sports where they're going to be successful.
Jim B. Miller is a former Olympic coach and works in kinesiology at UT. He sees some of these findings match up with Vols racing toward a win in Rio.
Like Christian in the sprints, even with the best training, it's a lot of natural ability. You can only improve so many percentage points. And then you think of somebody like Tavis or somebody like Tim Mack, who didn't make the state meet in high school, but sets an Olympic record in the pole vault because he relied on his training and the tenacity.
But a champion may have more than the physical fight.
There are some people who do have a more of a competitive spirit, a fighting spirit, and those are often the people who perform really beyond expectations at the Olympics.
Dr. Bassett believes bones can also become thicker depending on what kind of training athletes do. He says Olympians are becoming more economical over time as well and actually tend to live about 3 years longer than the average person. Aaron and Beth?